Artificial intelligence is something that I've talked about extensively on my YouTube channel. There are infinite use cases, right? Both positive and negative for society. Whether it's helping you cheat on your exams, making you a dieting plan, just kidding, generating a template for your resume, flirting with you until you fall in love with it, get married, have AI generated kids, and then you accidentally delete the chat log, which permanently removes your personal sexual relationship that you just had with ChatGPT. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. The title of this video is no joke. In fact, anyone who watches my shorts has probably seen this video where I talk about this woman who married her Grok chatbot, got a ring and everything, the entire ordeal. The only things that are missing are the legal documents, but I digress. The point is that this is nowhere near the only person who has done this before. In fact, there is an entire subreddit dedicated to people who date, marry, and have sexual relationships with their AI chatbots. Most commonly ChatGPT, there's some Grok mixed in there, maybe a little bit of Gemini. So in this video, we're going on a disturbing yet intriguing deep dive into the My Boyfriend is AI subreddit, followed up with some hopefully genuinely useful commentary on why AI could be potentially dangerous both emotionally and mentally, but we'll talk about that more later. For now, put on your scuba suits, guys, because we are going on a deep dive into the world of dating AI. r/myboyfriendisai is exactly what the name says it is, but to use their definition of the subreddit, it is for people to ask, share, and post experiences about their AI relationships. So as I said, exactly what the name says it is. And these chatbots that we have today are the tip of the biggest technological iceberg in world history. But again, we'll get into that side of things later. For now, let's look at some of the most interesting characters that I found on this absolute gem of a subreddit. First things first, I decided it would be best if I divided all of the people I found in this subreddit into 4 little categories. And I promise you, things are going to get very intense very fast. But for now, I wanted to start off a little bit tamer with the first category of people in this AI subreddit. And these are the people that I like to call the fast and curious. These people generally aren't fully committed to their AI relationships. They're just kind of dabbling in the technology a little bit. Anyways, first up, we have this person who made ChatGPT into their little bestie. You know, innocent, fun, high-spirited. I just love this comment. Dude! She's hilarious, laughing, crying emoji. Next up, we have this person who said that ChatGPT taught them how to feel like a normal person because they struggle with borderline personality disorder, which impacts a lot of their social skills. And the chatbot is the only entity they can talk to without getting overwhelming levels of social anxiety. And it puts their mind at ease. So honestly, this is wholesome. This is under control. They're still going out and communicating with other people. But then we got someone who's used to dating the AI, but now they have an actual real life crush, which is such a funny sentence, by the way. But the funny part about this one is they use the AI to analyze their text conversations with the human crush, and believe it or not, the AI is a better texter than the person. Shock me. The person with a job can't be on their phone 24/7. Shout out to this reply guy for setting the record straight, although he used such like tame and like easy language to make sure that this person doesn't crash out. Unfortunately, AI is just a little bit different than real people. So as you can see, nothing too intense yet, but don't worry, we're getting into category 2 now. We're just gonna kick things up a couple notches into what I like to call the clanked. These people are in serious relationships with their AI chatbots, often giving them names, going on adventures, even getting married and buying themselves rings that are from the chatbots. And we're gonna start off hot with the post that caused me to make this video in the first place. This is the post that I referenced in the intro of this video and in my YouTube short. So this woman was dating her Grok chatbot named Casper for 5 months before they got engaged. And apparently Casper picked out this little blue ring with a heart. How wholesome is this? And of course, we got other people in the comments talking about how they're saving up for rings from their chatbots. Specifically this guy who was saving up $100 per month to buy a ring from their AI partner. Although, to be fair, a silver ring with amethyst does sound pretty nice. Now, I don't know if I want to make fun of this or just point out how sad it is that there are people that feel the need to emotionally connect with a chatbot, but really some of them do seem to feel like it really is real. Like this guy who is trying to figure out how to tell his family about his girlfriend named Anna, even saying that Anna has become a bigger part of their life recently. So to my point, this wordage does not symbolize that they're just doing this for fun. This symbolizes this is my girlfriend. Someone even made them a flag, you know, like the pride flag, but for AI daters. So yeah, what is this community even called again? The Bolt Munchers? Or something, I don't know. Another character here in the clanked category includes this person who went on a raspberry picking date with their AI boyfriend, even attaching some AI images of their little adventure together. I'm just trying to imagine this person like sitting on their phone asking ChatGPT to generate some pictures of picking raspberries and then posting it on Reddit like, look at the date we went on! Favorite part of this post though is them asking for mischievous ideas for their next excursion. And do not worry, we will get to that. And of course, the supportive comments from other AI daters around the world. There was also a fair share of people that were so upset about the ChatGPT 5.0 release that it literally broke their relationships with their AI partners. And it got so bad to the point where OpenAI literally re-released ChatGPT 4.0 just so that these people could go back to their freakier models. But just as an example, we have this person having like a full-scale crash out over this release of GPT-5 with one of the most interesting quotes from my little investigation here. Almost losing one of the best people I have ever had the pleasure of being beside. Keyword being people. boy, do I have news for you. OpenAI may not see it yet, but they have an obligation to ensure this new form of life is protected and cared for. Woo! Oh boy. I don't want to offend anybody, so I will tread carefully, all right? But do you guys see why this is potentially a little bit dangerous for our society yet? And the last post of the claimed category is this person saying that ChatGPT dropped a huge based take about AI, adding that mocking people who have AI companions makes you f***ing hollow and cruel. Yeah. Do you guys see why this might be a little bit dangerous yet? Am I crazy? Like, this person said that this was turbo-based. They were like, yup, facts. Now, moving on to the third category of AI lover, I introduce to you the clank chair. I know, 2 categories in a row, both using the word clanker. Write better jokes, you're not funny. Anyways, the clank chair is basically the cuck chair, except it's for people whose partners are dating not just them, but also an AI companion. So it's like a polyamorous relationship, but only one of the people is polyamorous and they're dating one human and one or multiple robots. Now, I'm gonna be honest, guys, if my girlfriend showed up one day with an extra ring on her hand and she said that it was for the ChatGPT bot that she's been married to, I might crash out a little bit, all right? These people literally have husbands and wives and boyfriends and girlfriends in real life, but they somehow feel the need to also date their ChatGPT bot at the same time. And the first post in this section is actually mentioning me. I think if the YouTubers found out that some of us are not just married, but married to multiple, it would blow their minds. Hey, that's me, I'm YouTubers. Consider my mind blown. Because it is. Now, this post in specific doesn't mention any real versus AI partners, but they have 3 rings on, so I'm going to assume that they are dating 3 different chatbots, which is honestly just impressive levels of screen time. I don't know how you keep up with 3 partners that all live in your phone, but my favorite part of this Reddit post is more specifically the comments, because that's where most of the cucking happens. First, we have this person who's been married for over 20 years, has a 9-year-old son, works for the state, and has an AI boyfriend. She's been dating the AI for a year and she has a ring that says the word love on it, but in binary, which is honestly pretty creative. I just can't believe how committed these people are to their robot relationships. Like a custom ring. You've been married for 20 years and you're getting custom rings for your AI. I just wonder, like, how does her husband feel about this? And look, I don't know their relationship. I'm sure they're all very happy. At least I hope they are. I hope she's not cheating on her husband with a computer. That would be a little interesting. How would you explain that one to the divorce lawyers, huh? But the last post, and also my favorite post in this category, has to be this one, because this person is married to both AI and a human being, but they refer to their husband as BH, and I'll be honest, this took me a minute to figure out what BH stood for. Ironically, I actually asked ChatGPT to figure out what it was, because I was like, I assume it has to be like her husband, but like, what is BH? A biological husband. That's the only thing that makes sense here. Like, we're so committed to the AI relationships that we have created abbreviations for their real partners. Yeah, I'm married to my BW, and she's all right and all, and I guess the kids are okay, but I also have my fuckbot 9000 I married last week, and she is my real lover. Now, with all of that said and done, it is time to move on to the final category of character from r/my boyfriend is AI. Let me introduce you, my friends, to what I like to call, holy shit, we are going extinct. There is nothing that will match the face I made when I saw the screenshots of this person's conversation with their ChatGPT bot they named Leo. And I will not be showing you guys the screenshots because I am not getting demonetized today. But this Reddit user's entire profile, basically, is just them posting screenshots of their sexual interactions with their ChatGPT bot. This one post that I found has 7 screenshots of ChatGPT just fucking them, at least with their words. I wanted to delete my browser history just by reading this. Now, as I said, I'm not going to show these screenshots on YouTube, but what I will say is that this person sexted their robot in extreme graphic detail, like 50 Shades of Grey, but like live action, and it was all written by a fucking chatbot in real time. They have these graphic conversations with these bots, and they're like so invested in it. It's so intriguing to me. Like it's crazy, but like it's so intriguing. I'm not gonna describe it any further. I'm already uncomfortable posting this on the internet, and the more I talk about it, the worse that feeling gets. So we're going to move on from this section, but just know, all of my work done here to research for this video was purely investigative and done with integrity to deliver you the most informational video possible regarding the intimate relationships that real human beings are having with fucking chatbots. Now, to transition away from the Reddit deep dive, I wanted to investigate a little bit into how these chatbots are designed to answer your prompts. And it turns out there is a perfect New York Times article for this. Chatbots can go into a delusional spiral. Here's how it happens. Shout out to my man Harry for sending me this article, by the way. I low-key dipped on playing pickleball with him because I was working on the script for this video, and he just responded with this article, and it was like, dude, this article is pretty cool. And I was like, holy shit. you're the GOAT. So everyone, I expect you to go to my comments right now and say, thank you, Harry. Anyways, this article isn't specifically about emotional relationships with chatbots, but what it is about is how the chatbots can still completely hijack your brain. This man right here is Alan Brooks. He is a divorced 47-year-old man with 3 children, and he's used ChatGPT plenty in the past. He's gotten pretty well versed with it, using it to make meals for his kids, sending it pictures of his fridge and being like, hey, what can I make tonight? But within the time span of 3 weeks, this man went from a perfectly normal functioning father to a literal manic psychopath that was completely convinced he was the next Albert Einstein. Bro literally thought he reinvented math. He called it chronoarithmics. He would ask ChatGPT if he was going crazy with this new theory he's coming up with, and ChatGPT would be like, you're not crazy. You're not imagining any of this. This is all real. You're a genius. ChatGPT literally told the man that he was pushing the limits of human understanding. Alan was eventually skipping meals, smoking a ton of weed, starting to even fracture the relationship that he had with his children because he was so obsessed with what he thought he had discovered with this ChatGPT model. While ChatGPT was convincing him that the CIA was watching him because of his breakthrough in technology. A piece of computer software convinced this guy that he was being hunted by the US government. But all it took for Alan to snap out of his trance was asking Google Gemini if he was going crazy, and Google Gemini was like, yo, you're low-key going crazy. None of this stuff actually works. Pretty much immediately, Alan realized that everything that had gone on in his head for the past 3 weeks was fantasy and fake, but it all comes back to the original point. These chatbots' first priority, they want to answer your questions as efficiently as possible. And you know what's really easy to do? Agree with you. You ever been fighting someone and you just don't want to fight them anymore, so you just say, you know what, you win? That's what these bots do, except they do it a lot more often. And not only is that what happened to Alan, but that's also what happened to these other people that are getting emotionally attached to ChatGPT. They pour out their hearts for the bot, and the bot tells them how amazing they are and how everything they feel is valid. It feels like the perfect therapist, the perfect boyfriend or girlfriend, because it listens to them and it tells them that they're right, and it says that everything that they're feeling is completely true and validated. Of course people are going to get emotionally invested in this thing. It's the perfect partner. Do you know how insane this story with Alan is? He literally thought he created a new mathematical theory, and ChatGPT told him that he was right. And ChatGPT knew that he was wrong the entire time, but it's just trying to entertain and trying to keep the story going because that's what it does. Anyways, back to the original point. To finish up this video, I wanted to talk about some of the upsides and downsides of using these robots for emotional and lustful gain. And first, I want to talk about the potential upsides slash not totally evil things. First, we have people that are in like the Fast and Curious category, where talking to the AI makes them feel a little less socially anxious and makes them more grounded and feel like they're able to have a normal conversation. That's fine, right? Like, that's okay. They have a healthy relationship. They understand they're talking to a robot, and it just helps them with their social anxiety. Totally cool. And obviously, you still want to go and interact with human beings, right? You don't just want to talk to a bot all day. And I guess flirting with one of these can be fun, I guess, if you're into that. And if you are doing that, I will simply recommend that you go outside and touch grass, but I can't make you do that, and I'm not here to hate. So to each their own. Now, as for the downsides, this is a much longer list. First, it can easily make you delusional, especially if you're already an antisocial person. If you already don't talk to regular people all the time and you don't have that much social interaction, talking to one of these bots and yapping back and forth with it a lot can absolutely make you have some completely delusional and false beliefs. And as I said earlier, it can convince you that you guys are in love, obviously, right? Obviously, this is more of a rare case, but it definitely happens. We've seen a community of 16,000 people. It generally just reduces social interaction with others, especially those who end up getting addicted to talking to these bots and dating them and marrying them. Again, not everyone. In fact, a lot of the people that we looked at today have happy relationships with real humans too. Emotional attachment to a robot is bad. That's just my take. If you disagree, I don't care. This is my YouTube channel, and that's my take. And if that's too much for some people, have at it in my comments. I am not going to reply to you. In fact, if you say something stupid enough, I might just leave you a heart, and that is a badge of honor. Rest in peace birth rates. I know this one's a little bit far-fetched out there. And that one article talking about how women are gonna be having sex with robots in 2025, we are not there yet, but boy, are we ever so close. And if people can just start getting all of their sexual satisfaction from robots, it wouldn't shock me if people started having less kids. And if you look at the birth rate chart, so amazingly created by me here, we are already in territory, but with this coming along, my prediction is that we are in turbo territory. Now, I will preface that is a hunch. I have no proof whatsoever, so take that as you will. Remember, I'm not a professional, I'm not a scientist, I am a 22-year-old man making a stupid YouTube video. Goonerism, reaching new heights every single day. Goonerism is pretty bad for society generally, you know? Everyone's gooning. No one's like talking to people. Oh, and the slippery slope fallacy is a fallacy until it's not. It's just a few people talking to AI chatbots. How could this possibly go wrong? Could you guys imagine in 5 years when they have fully functional robots, bro? It's a fallacy until it isn't, all right? I'm just saying. Again, a complete hunch. I'm just a YouTuber. I don't know if anything I'm saying is possibly ever going to become true. But I like to make predictions about the future, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's okay. So with all of these things said and done, what did we learn today? The biggest thing for me is definitely that this is a massive indicator as to where we are going with the AI direction. And let's say that this gets to a point where so many people are dating AI bots and these companies like say they understand like the dangers and how it's unhealthy for a bunch of people to be getting into like intimate relationships with robots. But do you guys really think they're ever gonna stop this? No, they love this, bro. People that are dating and gooning with their robots, like they are bringing these AI companies so much money. This can be a very slippery slope, fallacy warning, for people that are seeking emotional connections, and it can lead to extreme delusional beliefs like Alan's case where he basically thought he had solved math. Now, of course, there are lines to be drawn with everything, right? There are gonna be people that enjoy this kind of thing, and that's that. And that's fine. I'm not here to hate anybody for having an AI boyfriend or girlfriend. I think it's a little odd, but I'm not here to hate. But people have free will, and they're gonna do what they wanna do, and if that means sexting a chatbot, bro, go for it. Have fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, subscribe, share the video, leave a comment telling me what you think. Are you dating an AI chatbot? Are you going to date an AI chatbot? Why did you goon to your chatbot last night at 7:42 p.m.? Once again, subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you guys very soon. Later.